We will see you next time on another episode.
Where are they?
I didn't see this coming. Please, tell me that it's okay. Okay, it's okay.
Don't worry, darling. We're back.
Welcome back to That Sure Was a Movie podcast. It's been a minute.
It has been a long time.
It's been a long time. We kind of just disappeared on the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to make a post kind of explaining that we might take a little short break, but then we're like, well, it's not going to be that long. It's going to be a couple weeks because I moved to LA and that took about a week to get out here. So I'm like, well, it's only going to be a week or two and we'll get back to it. No, that didn't happen. My current living situation doesn't make it super easy to record these. So right now I'm in the theater room of our apartment complex, but we did make a post recently saying that we were going to be back soon. And that wasn't a lie. Even though we did lie to you guys, it was not originally a lie because we were planning on doing an episode. We had it all set up and everything. We were going to do a D23 episode.
And it did not go well.
No, we tried to record and we had network connectivity issues. Insert clip of Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec.
I typed your symptoms into the thing up here and it says you could have network connectivity problems.
Oh my gosh.
And it just didn't work out. So I'm like, well, should we make another post or should we just be back next week? It's like, whatever. We'll be back eventually. It wasn't that long ago. You guys forgot about us anyway, probably. And I'm glad you're back though. Did you miss us? I'm sure you did. We have some pretty good content over here. That Sure Was a Movie.
Oh, yes.
But we are back. Okay. If you have looked at the title, which if you didn't look at the title, I feel like it's hard not to look at a title when you click on a video. So you know what we're talking about today.
Yes.
Exciting stuff. We haven't even been around to talk about all the drama.
I know. Oh my gosh.
That's been sad. That's been
Oh my
sad.
gosh.
There was so many good things we could have talked about during our hiatus, but we might mention a few just older things that we've done or noticed.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Is there anything else we need to talk about now, or should we just hop right into the good old formula? What's there? What do we usually talk about?
Do we want to hop into movie news or
movie news? That's what we do. That's
movie news.
What's going on in the movie world, Maeve?
So we had or Netflix had their Tadum event this past week. And they
Jump
scare. They announced a lot of stuff that's supposed to be coming out soon. Few things that they announced. Enola Holmes, the second movie, is coming out in November.
Ugh.
What?
No, I'll watch it, but I didn't like the first one. I thought it was really boring. But
What? I liked it.
Millie Bobby Brown's great, and I love when people break the fourth wall. That's always fun to me. But I'm just kidding. I'm not a huge fan of the first one, but it's like I'm not dreading it, I guess. I kind of am. I don't know. We'll see.
I thought it was fun. I'm excited for it.
Anyway.
We also got a release date for the Wednesday Addams series, which is also coming out mid-November. I don't remember exactly what date, but it's kind of disappointing that it's releasing in November and not for Halloween.
Yeah, it's a little weird,
that
but
would have been a good time to release it.
Jenna Ortega's year. This 2022 is the year of Jenna Ortega. She has just been in everything. Good for her. Good for her. She's great. Yeah. I think 2021 was the year of Lin-Manuel Miranda. 2022 is the year of Jenna Ortega.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
A little bit of a step up, I think, in most people's minds.
Yes.
I like Lin-Manuel. I think stop hating. No, hate all you want. Hate on whoever you want. No, don't be a hater.
No, don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
Nobody likes haters. Just let the man do his thing.
It's okay to have opinions, but be respectful.
That sure was a movie. No.
We also got the release date for season 5 of The Crown, or at least release month. I believe it's supposed to come out in November. I don't watch The Crown, so it really
I've heard it's great. It always
Yeah.
sweeps the Emmys. Like last year, it was like Succession and
Mhm.
The Crown, I feel like was like sweeping everything. But
Yeah.
I think they're going to do Princess Diana's death in that season.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's funny when
Thing.
I shouldn't lead with it's funny and then the next thing. But when the queen died, all you like they promoted The Crown on Netflix like crazy.
Mhm.
Like you would open Netflix for like all of last week or about 2 weeks ago, and it's like The Crown just on the front of it. It was
Yeah.
they know what they're doing, marketing. I mean, you got to take advantage of it, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, The Crown. I've heard it's great. Never watched it though, so
Yeah.
it'll be
I've tried to
interesting.
watch it like
How
three
many
times.
how many actors have played the Queen Elizabeth? Do they like switch
Three?
do they switch like every
Two?
season, or is it like a few have
No.
multiple?
There was one actress that did, I think, the first 3 seasons, and then
Because what's her
I'm
face? Olivia Colman was one of them, wasn't she? Or
oh, so maybe there's been 3 because I thought the actress that played Umbridge in the Harry Potter movies was in
I
one of
think
those
she
seasons,
was.
but I don't know if she played Elizabeth or not.
Mm, I
So,
don't know. I don't know. We can't speak on this, so we'll just
yeah,
move
I don't
on.
know.
Another exciting one. You season 4 trailer
Mhm.
dropped and a poster. February 10th, the first half of the season. March 10th, the second half of the season. So not as big as a gap of Stranger Things. I don't think. How long was Stranger Things?
It
Actually,
was a
not
month.
a
It was a
month.
month and a half, I think.
Okay. So a little bit shorter, but yeah, a month later. So not too long. I don't love how Netflix does this now. I'd rather them just do weekly.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, You season 3 was not my favorite. It was definitely the worst out of all of them. I really enjoyed You season 1 and 2. Season 3 was not very good. It was actually a lot of parts that were bad, but it was still kind of easy to watch, I guess. Um, yeah, he's in London now. I don't know if he's gonna change his name again or what, but Joe Goldberg slash Will slash I don't even know. Did he have a different name season 3? I can't remember. But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting. It can be a fun show. I'm sad that I don't want to spoil anything, but if you look at the cast, you'll figure that out. But I'm certain somebody's not in season 4. But that's all I'll say about that. The
Hmm.
Watcher. The Watcher. I watched half the trailer, then I got distracted by something else and I turned it off and never went back to it. Did you watch the trailer?
I did not. I just saw something about it last night and I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I was like, ooh,
Who's
this
in
sounds
this?
interesting.
There's people in it, right?
Like Naomi Watts, is that
Hmm,
her name?
I think
Maybe.
so. I think that
Maybe it
was
was
who
something
it
else I
was.
was looking at.
The Watcher.
Jennifer
Netflix.
Coolidge.
Oh yeah, it's a Ryan Murphy show.
Yeah.
Um, what did Ryan Murphy do recently?
Dahmer.
Dahmer.
I still need
Haven't
to
seen
watch
it.
that.
Haven't seen it. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know anything about The Watcher, but it seems like a thriller, maybe.
Yeah, it's like
Dark.
it says this series follows the true story of a married couple who, after moving into their dream home in New Jersey, are harassed through letters signed by a stalker named the Watcher. I will be
Um,
watching.
more movie news. Let's save this next one for last because that's big. Um, James Earl Jones retiring from voicing Darth Vader, an absolute legend, an icon, the greatest to ever do it.
Mhm.
Has he really been the voice of Darth Vader?
I don't know. I was wondering that. I saw that on Twitter and I was like, I thought
like
he hasn't been doing
I
the
thought
voice
they've been
for a
using
while.
AI. Like
Right.
I don't know. What was the last
Says he was
time?
in Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I guess he must have done the voice in that.
But he could get a credit just because they
Oh, that's
use his
true.
voice for the AI.
That's true.
I don't know. I should probably know. I call myself a big Star Wars fan, but I don't know this information. But hey, you can't know everything, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's a legend, and it's a shame that Star Wars has gone on so long that their actors have had to retire. I'm kidding. It's not a shame. It's the greatest thing to ever exist. But good for him. Happy retirement,
Yeah.
James. Okay. Jonathan Bailey cast in Wicked. I don't know what that means. You talk about that.
Yes. Jonathan Bailey. I think he's from Bridgerton. I don't watch Bridgerton. I watched one season and that was enough for me. But yeah, he has been cast as Fiyero, who is the main love interest in the story of Wicked. And I'm very excited to see, well, excited and intrigued to see how this movie is going to turn out, because they're making it in 2 parts, which I really don't know how I feel about, but I guess I trust, what's his name, John Chu,
I don't
to do it.
like that.
I don't either.
You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do a 2-part movie of something that's not like a franchise.
Right.
Even then it's annoying. Like Mission Impossible, I'm annoyed that that's going to be 2 parts. I hate when
I
they
know.
do that. Like,
Yeah.
come on. We don't need that. We don't need 2
No.
parts. Whatever. You do you, Wicked.
Okay, here's another problem though, is like literally you could just make the movie 2.5 hours like the show is. Like, why bother splitting it into 2 movies? Because they're just gonna probably throw a bunch of other stuff in there anyways. No,
Well, if they made it 2.5 hours, somebody named Maeve would be complaining that why is this movie so long? Anyway, Ryan Grantham murdered his mother.
yeah,
Yeah.
he sure did.
If you don't know Ryan Grantham, I don't know how to say it. I don't care how you say your name, because this dude, he's been advertised as Riverdale actor, which he was in
Mhm.
1 episode. And like Lily Reinhart like commented on Variety's tweet. It's like, we do not claim him.
Yeah.
He's not Riverdale actor. I don't know what actor he would be, but he was also in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Remember the scene where Greg was in the play as a tree? This dude was the kid playing the PSP or the DS, whatever it was. I think it was the DS in the tree. Is that kid murdered his mom, which we already heard about. I don't know if you heard about this. I heard about this months
No,
ago,
I did not.
and I forgot about it, but he just got sentenced to life in prison a couple days ago. So that news came out. But yeah, I heard about this like a while ago. It's like, oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, don't go murdering your mom.
Or anybody.
Here's a PSA from That Sure Was a Movie. Don't murder your mother.
Or anybody.
Or anybody. Not just the men, but the women and the children too.
Anyways.
We love Anakin over here. That Sure Was a Movie. Do we condone his actions? Well, no. But it's a movie. That sure was a movie. That sure was the best movie of all time. Anyway, that's kind of all we got for movie news. We don't want to stick too long in movie news because we got a big topic to talk about.
Oh boy.
Let's lead.
Oh boy.
Let's lead with something that we haven't been able to talk about that everyone knows. All the drama happening for this movie was insane.
I know.
I've never seen anything like it.
It was something.
So yeah, Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles, are kind of have a thing, and Florence Pugh's in here playing the love interest, and Olivia Wilde's probably jealous. It's like, why are you directing a movie with Harry in it if that's gonna make you uncomfortable? And then like they're going crazy, and then all that happens, and then all the film festival stuff, and Florence Pugh not making eye contact with Olivia Wilde, and then all that, and then Harry Styles spits in Chris Pine's lap, and I don't know if that's true or not, but he also threw a goat on his lap. That was a meme edit. That wasn't real, but we have all of this happening. Is it real? Is it marketing? I don't know, but it's fun.
I don't know. I feel like it was more marketing.
Yeah, there's so much conversation that happened around this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. I feel like part of it's marketing. I think what happened, here's my theory. What do I know? I don't know anything, but here's my theory. I think there was some beef going on, and they're like, not like actually hate each other, but they're like, oh wait, what if we take advantage of this? Or maybe they're not like that. Maybe the producers are like, hey, what if we take advantage of this? And we just make the whole world think the entire cast hates the plan. make the entire world think the cast of Don't Worry Darling hates each other, so they go to see this otherwise bad movie. Nathan Fielder. Nathan, for you, he's back at it again. There's only one man who can be behind all this drama, and that's Nathan Fielder. We don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Could be. Is Nathan
Maybe.
here? Nathan is here. Here.
Mm-hmm.
LA. Okay, so yeah, crazy stuff.
So should we hop into what we thought of this, or did you have more to say on the PR?
Oh, I don't know. There's not much to
Drama.
say. I think we all know at this point. I just wanted to speak about it just to say it.
Okay.
But no, before we get started. So we have all this talk about this movie, and then the reviews start coming out, and they're bad. And that's when I'm like, okay, this has to be all marketing because they probably know their movie's like not that good. So they got to do something crazy to market it, just like Nathan Fielder. And then the reviews come out. It's like 35% on Rotten Tomatoes. Last time I checked, I don't know what it is at this point. By the critics score. That was before the audiences saw it. And so my expectations when the first trailers dropped were pretty high. Look, I love the trailer. I thought it was like super cool. Like the chaotic editing of it was really cool. And then all this happened with the reviews, and I'm like, oh, this movie's about to be bad. Like people are comparing this to like saying this is the worst movie of the year, comparing Harry Styles to Tommy Wiseau in The Room.
Oh, I did not hear
and I'm
that.
like, oh, it's about to be bad. And so then my expectations were low. But then I'm like, I was always kind of like, I feel like I'm gonna like it. But then it was like, okay, so is the editing of the trailer, like, is the movie gonna be a completely different vibe than the trailer's editing style? Like, it's just not gonna, it's gonna be slow and not like super chaotic like that was. But then we watched the movie. We have seen the movie, and
it sure felt like a movie. Harry was right.
Yeah, my favorite thing about it was that it felt like a movie. I really liked this movie. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I don't know where all this hate is coming from. I don't know where all the Harry Styles slander is coming from. I thought he was good. I thought he was really good. And I don't know if he was compared to Tommy Wiseau. I heard somebody say that he was compared, so I took their word for it. But if that's true, you need to get your eyes and ears checked, because that was not a bad performance. He was fine. I mean, I guess not fine. He was good. Like, I thought he was good.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the movie, but I also had like a few problems with it. And I honestly don't know what to think of it. Like, I got out of that movie and I was like, I really don't know what to give this, because I was somewhere between 3 and 4 stars, like either 3, 3.5, or 4. And I was just like, I don't know what to give this. But as far as like Harry Styles' performance, like I thought he was good, except for there was one scene that was just kind of like weird. And it's like, oh, we should just say spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched the movie.
Spoilers ahead.
But it was sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, before to cut you off, but before we get into spoilers, you're probably not gonna get the spoiler warning if you're at this point in the video. But go into this movie not knowing anything. So if you haven't seen it and you're watching this right now, click off this video, go watch the movie, then come back and watch our reaction. Because this movie is better when you know nothing about it and you only know the drama and the first critic ratings surrounding it.
Yeah. The only scene that felt weird to me as far as Harry Styles' acting went was like after he says to Alice, like, okay, we'll leave, we'll go. And then like they get in the car and the people dressed like Oompa Loompas come and take her away. And he's just like sitting there crying at the wheel of the car. I was like, this feels a little weird. But like other than that, I thought he was
fine. What do you mean by weird?
I don't know. Is this like my roommate and I went to go see this, and we both thought that scene just like felt a little
that was
weird.
The one in the trailer that everybody was like, this is about to be bad. And but I honestly didn't think it was bad. I think sometimes like people confuse bad acting for just like somebody who's just unstable. And like that's kind of how you'll act. Like
Yeah,
you'll kind of just sound like that. Like it's not always bad acting. Sometimes
that's
it's good
true.
acting.
That's true.
I honestly thought that performance was kind of believable for the kind of character he is that we find out he
Mhm.
is. This guy is he is a mess and he is very unstable and yeah. So that was that. I will say you brought up the Oompa Loompas.
Yes.
I thought this movie, I didn't think it was bad, and I thought it was like the vibes of it were really cool, and the lights just shut off. That's weird.
That's a little scary.
Okay. Well, don't worry, darling. We're back. Anyway, I thought, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So the
Don't
whole
blow
movie
up.
was fine. And then the end just got a little silly,
Mm-hmm.
but not silly in a bad way. I like silly. Silly is good, you know? Um, yeah, it was funny. Like the third act when they like climbing up the like hill. I thought that
Yeah,
shot was so funny. But
I know. I started laughing. I was like, "Oh my god!"
yeah, it was a little goofy, but
Yeah.
I don't care. It's fine. I like goofiness. Okay, but the WandaVision comparisons are accurate.
Yes.
If you like
Yeah.
the whole vibe of WandaVision, I think you'll like this movie.
Mm-hmm. Especially when they're talking about like, I didn't think about it until they had hit the point where they're talking about like the kids aren't real in the community. So like they
Oh, I
have the
noticed
kids
it
in the
immediately.
community and then don't outside of the simulation. And I was
Well, I
like, oh,
noticed I
it.
noticed the comparisons right away, just with like the production design and the
Yeah.
costumes and just the dialogue, the feel like the acting. Like it all felt very WandaVision. And then they brought up the kids, and it's like, oh, even more comparisons.
Right.
Um, like I don't know if this took place in like the 50s or 60s in like this other world. We did say spoiler warning. So in like the simulation world, um, it was very WandaVision. A
Yeah.
lot of
I kind of thought of it as like WandaVision meets Inception kind of vibe.
I thought of it as WandaVision meets something else, but I can't remember that something else right now. What was it? WandaVision meets something.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, I really like movies like that just have this weird vibe. The Pattersons. Nobody knows what that is. Some
Nobody
people know
knows
what
what
that
that
is.
is.
Watch the Pattersons at one of these film festivals that'll probably
Somewhere.
already happened.
Somewhere. Yeah.
It'll be out eventually. Look
Yeah.
for it. Anyway, I really like movies and shows that just have this weird, like, I don't even know what to describe it as, like this. I'm just gonna say WandaVision vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Like where you don't know what's going on, you feel like something's up, there's somebody like controlling these people or something, and we don't know what it is. And I thought this movie really handled the structure very well
Hmm.
for me. A lot of times there's these movies that like it's like all vibes but no plot, and it's like that's cool, but it's like I needed something, I needed a little more. And this one was the first act was like all vibes. You don't know what was happening, but you just like I appreciated like the production design, the acting, just the weird stuff going on, and embracing the fact that you don't know anything that's happening. And then act two got a little weird, like all the cuts to like the dancing and like the
Mhm.
weird editing. And I mentioned how the trailer, I was afraid that it was not just going to be that style of editing. It actually was a lot of that. And I really enjoyed the editing as well. And yeah, act two got a little weird. And it's
Mhm.
like we still don't know what's going on, but we're kind of like getting somewhere, but also we're kind of just like seeing more things that confuse us, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then act three is when we kind of get our answers. So you spend a little time in each section and it flows very well. So that way you're just not bored. I really like that about it.
Yeah.
And we did get some answers.
Some, yeah.
And a lot of people have some issues with those answers. They thought they were very predictable, or some were not resolved or not answered. But I didn't have a problem with the predictability. I thought it was a fine twist. I don't
Yeah,
think
I didn't really care about like, well, I don't really care in a movie if it's like predictable or not, but like I feel like I wasn't expecting it to be like a modern day simulation. And so when that twist came around, I was kind of like, oh, it's very different from what I thought it was going to be. Because I thought it was just going to be like, it's actually set in the 1950s and they're like on some project that's developing some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of like weapon for like warfare or whatever. Because they were like the explosion, or not the explosions, but like it was like the mini earthquake or whatever at the beginning.
well, I knew it wasn't going to be that because they basically said, like one of the characters said, I think they're making weapons. It's like, that's not going to be what it is because they literally just said that. But I think while I don't mind what happened, I liked that. I think I would have preferred that it wasn't like a VR simulation world. I wish it was a real world where they
Yeah.
physically went to this place. But I didn't mind the way they did it.
Yeah. I will say one issue that I had with this movie, and it's like the smallest thing, but like, so they had they had different songs that were like, you know, from the 50s, 60s era sprinkled throughout. And then there was a scene where they started playing Shaboom,
Mhm.
and all I could think about was Cars.
Yeah, that
During
song
that
is
part-
definitely just like always gonna be like associated with cars.
Right. I'm
So
like,
like
I don't want to hear it in another movie unless there's anthropomorphic cars grooving and vibing to it.
it's a great song, so I want to hear it.
Well, it's a great song. I'm just saying there's just like such a heavy association with it in Cars now that I was just like
Exactly. That's why I want
taken
to
out
hear
of
it.
it.
But no, that's why I want to hear it. If I'm watching any movie, I want to think of cars. If I'm watching Schindler's List, I want to think of the 2006 movie Cars. Not really, because Shaboom would not work in that movie at all.
It would not work in that movie. I haven't
Um,
seen Schindler's List, but it would not work in that movie.
but yeah, speaking of the soundtrack was used very weird,
It was.
which worked, I think, because it was definitely felt intentional. They would play a song and then like it would just randomly cut to another song. And like the
Yeah.
soundtrack would just be like
Yeah.
so sporadic, but it fit the vibe that they were going for with the editing and like the mood of everything. So like while it felt weird, that was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the score slash
Yeah.
sound design
It was very good.
was really good.
Yes.
Like the whole like whispering stuff
Mm-hmm.
was really cool. I wonder if that's part of the score, if that was just sound design. Like I wonder if I look up the
It
score, if
is.
that's in the score.
It is. I've been listening to it like
I
while I've been
mean,
working on stuff, and it's.
I mean, technically it is sound design put in the score, but it's like
Mhm.
it's
But
part
yeah.
of the soundtrack, I guess.
Yeah, all of the tracks have like the weird breathing and like.
The one part that was used very well was when she was driving to headquarters in the desert and it was
Mhm.
playing the music with the thing, and then it cut to silence and then just like the breathy voices, and that part was really cool.
Yeah, I really like the score. I really liked how they left kept all of those sounds in on the album. So
Who did the score?
it was John Powell, who also did How to
Oh,
Train Your
yeah.
Dragon.
John Powell, I know John. Kung Fu Panda guy too.
Kung Fu Panda guy.
Solo. He did Solo too. Star Wars guy.
He did Solo?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought Michael Giacchino did.
He did Rogue
Solo.
One.
Oh, that's right.
He did the cinematic masterpiece Ferdinand.
Have not seen Ferdinand.
I've never seen Ferdinand either. I've seen parts of it. It looked really bad. Rio. Wow, Rio.
Oh yes,
Classic.
good movie.
He did the Bourne movies.
Born
He
Ultimatum.
did Robots.
Oh my goodness. What a
Yes.
masterpiece. I haven't seen Robots in so long. Don't
It's
know
been a
what I'd
minute.
watch, but
It's been a minute. It's a great movie. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Um,
Upgrades, people. Upgrades. Yeah, let's get back to Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah. the cinematography in this
I was
movie
gonna mention that.
was very good. I liked it.
Yeah, the whole like the production design, the cinematography, the lighting, all that was like done really well. Like the production value of this was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really good.
Mhm.
Like I'm confused how people got out of this movie and said that was a bad movie. Like I can understand like not loving it, but like to say it was a bad movie and like an awful movie and like even say it's like rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, like that's less than 50%.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of an
Like
exaggeration.
I don't get
Like
that. Like,
that's it's
what
not
is it right now?
it's not like I don't
Don't
know.
worry. Darling.
I think it's at 38 last time I checked.
Jeez, that's crazy.
But like
This is
it's literally
why
not that bad. Like
this is why you should just go and see movies and you shouldn't look at the scores because there's so many movies from like my childhood that I absolutely love because I didn't pay attention to that stuff back then. And I just love so many movies that people hate, like especially me, like more so than a lot of other people like us. We love like stupid movies that a lot of people hate. I feel like a lot of time I like see really bad reviews and just like don't see it just because I see a lot of movies. So it's like if I had to pick and choose, I'll see the ones that everyone's saying are good. A lot of times I hate those movies. And I a lot of times love movies that have bad scores. So just go and see a lot of movies. Go and see every
Yeah.
movie. Get
Yeah.
your own opinion because everyone's opinion is different.
Well, I even took like a class a couple semesters ago, and my professor would talk about like, even if a movie's getting bad reviews, go to the theater and see it because you may still enjoy it. Like,
Well, the thing
you
is,
know,
not only you'll enjoy it, you also take away something from it too.
right? Yeah.
Like I know not everyone who watches this is a filmmaker, but if you are and you're trying to learn, then you'll get something out of a bad movie, even
Yeah.
if it is bad. 38% from the critics, 80% from audiences.
So weird. Like
I
that's
love
a
that.
huge gap.
I love that. Always listen to the audience most of the time. Not always. Sometimes critic reviews are more accurate to my opinions. Not always. Usually not, but like, yeah. What else do we have to talk about this movie?
Oh, one interesting thing that I found. Let me see if I can find the article. I have like 12,000 tabs pulled up on this movie. Oh, here we go. I saw this article from Insider that the ending in the movie is like completely different from how the script or the spec script originally ended. And so I clicked on it, and I'm not going to read it because it's very long. But where is it? Trying to find. I read somewhere that the spec script, before it was picked up by Olivia Wilde, was written by Dick Van Dyke's grandsons, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Interesting.
And then I think it was rewritten by the same screenwriter that she had for Booksmart.
I was gonna mention Booksmart. I think this movie's better than Booksmart.
I think I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed Booksmart, even though I think I gave it a lower score.
I think
which
Booksmart's
honestly,
a little overrated.
I do too.
I think I gave it the same score. No, maybe. Can't remember. But I like this one better.
I gave this one 3 stars. I don't know if I'm going to leave it at that or not, but what did I give Booksmart?
don't know. I want to say I gave it a 4, but I don't remember it being a 4-star movie.
It says you had it at a 4 on Letterboxd. That's
Yeah,
what I
like
gave
it.
it.
It was good, but it was not that good.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it's one of the best movies ever. I guess not a lot of people say that, but some people love it. It's fine.
What else did I have about this? Oh, I'm curious as to what you thought about what the whole red plane thing meant.
I don't care. I think it
Okay.
meant I think it meant nothing. And they wanted something. I think it's just like the kid was playing with the toy. And then Florence Pugh starts going crazy and seeing things. And
Mm,
sure, it's like connected or something. It's all a simulation. So it's all like with computers. So there's
yeah.
some weird overlap that happens. I don't know. I don't think that matters. Like I didn't need that answered. I mean, I kind of liked how we didn't really get a ton of explanation. I think if we would have had that ending and there would have been like 20 more minutes of like explanation, I think that would have ruined it.
Mm,
Like that would have like if we would have like saw like the aftermath, if we would have saw like Chris Pine's character, like what happens to him, like I think that would have just ruined it. I don't need that.
hmm.
I don't need 20 minutes of like aftermath after the climax ended, after the conflict is over.
Interesting.
What'd you
I kind
think?
of I kind of thought the opposite, but I don't think it needed like 20 minutes of
Mm.
resolution at the end.
What is a red plane gonna have anything to do with anything? She's seen things. It's
Well,
like
no.
hallucinating.
Well, I mean, I was just wondering because like it's featured on the poster, so I figured it would have had to mean something. But
Mm.
then it also brought me like it made me think of Nope and like the shoe that stands up and nobody can figure out what that's supposed to mean. So like maybe it just doesn't mean anything and it's just there. But
I
I
didn't
don't know.
mind not having an answer.
Um, I will say is you mentioned like Chris Pine's character and everything. I just wish we had like seen some more stuff with him.
No, I was having this conversation with my roommate Johnson, who I saw the movie with, and he said the same thing, kind of said the similar thing. Um, I disagree, but I want you to explain. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to bring that up.
I don't know. I just maybe it was because I wasn't like during the movie, I would see one thing and then like try to figure out what it was supposed to mean, and then maybe I missed something else. But I just feel like he wasn't it featured as much as I was expecting him to, especially if he's like supposed to be one of Alice or whatever her name is, like opponents
Well, did you
throughout.
want more of him because you expected more of him, or you wanted more of him because you wanted more of him for the plot?
Well, like I wanted more of him for the plot because like I was just curious about like
Here's the thing. I didn't want any more of him because why would we need more of him? Because the whole point of this movie is to be confused and not to know what's happening. So if we explore more of his character like earlier, it's like, well, we have all the answers. What's left to know? Like we don't, and I like the mysteriousness of his character. Like, because if we would have gotten any more look into him, it's like, I don't know. I think the whole point was to be confused the entire movie. And it was just this weird.
that
And
would make sense.
and we got, yeah, like we know he's at the head of everything. So we spend the first 2 acts. It's like, who is this guy? What's he doing? Florence Pugh's going crazy. She knows something's up. Nobody else does. And everybody else thinks he's just great. So the whole point is Florence Pugh's character, Alice, trying to figure out what's happening. Then in the third act, we finally kind of figure out who he is, and like that. Well, I guess at the end we finally figure out who he is. But yeah, any more time with him, I think it would have just ruined it. It would just like ruin the mystery of it. It would have, if we got like an explanation or like a look into him afterwards, I think that would have been stupid and something we didn't need. But I get it. I get the criticisms of that. I just think I enjoyed the way they used him and the amount they used him.
Hmm.
I will also say his
Interesting.
performance reminded me a lot of Homelander from The Boys.
Oh,
The scene
yeah.
before the dinner scene, like during that whole sequence when they're at the house, where
Yes.
he was in the room alone with Alice, was very Homelander like.
Yes.
Just the way he was talking, and yeah, I thought that was really, really a really good scene. That the dinner scene was the best scene of the movie, in my opinion. Probably. But yeah, I really enjoyed Chris Pine in it. Would I have liked to see more? Well, I liked his performance, so part of me would like to see more, but also it's like I think it served the story very well the way they used him. Yeah. Homelander. I didn't never thought I would have got a Homelander. Homelander and WandaVision was
Who'd have thunk?
the comparisons we got out of this.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So this is like completely just off the actual movie itself. But I was expecting to go and see this movie, and I thought there were going to be a lot more people there than there were. There was not a ton of people there.
Go
And B,
Indianapolis movie crowd.
yeah, and we were the youngest people in that theater. Like it was a lot of middle-aged people, which I was expecting more like,
Harry Styles
fans. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I guess, I mean, my roommate's a huge Harry Styles fan, so she keeps me up to date on everything. But I guess a lot of people were like avoiding going to see the movie in the theater because of the whole like Olivia Wilde stuff. And they're like, we don't want to support Olivia Wilde or whatever because there's something going on. I don't know. I don't keep up to date with it.
I was in the theater because of the whole Olivia Wilde stuff.
Exactly.
That's funny.
And I'm also still confused on like the title itself because I saw this video about it on TikTok. It's like, were they just forgetting the comma there and like don't worry, comma, darling, as in like, don't like saying that to Alice, like, don't worry, everything's fine. Or like if darling was supposed to be like her name or whatever, saying like, don't worry her and like keep. I don't know where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought anyways. But like, I'm still wondering what that's supposed to mean, I guess. I don't know.
I just think they didn't want to comma in the movie title. Nobody wants a comma in their movie title. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's called Don't Worry, Darling. You don't speak a comma, so.
True.
That's my
thought about it. I cared. I don't. I was just wondering about it.
No, I think it's as simple as that. Nobody wants a comma in their movie title. You know how stupid that would have looked when they put up "Don't worry, comma, darling."
Okay, yeah, it would have looked stupid.
I'm not criticizing you. This wasn't your point. This is someone else's point. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Anything else to say about this movie? I don't have much else to say. I've kind of said everything.
Yeah, I feel like we like ran through everything that I had on my.
Yeah. I mean, WandaVision, heavy WandaVision vibes. If you like that show, I think if you like the first few episodes of that show, especially,
yes,
I think you'll at least get something out of this. Harry Styles was good. I don't know where that criticism is coming from. He was good. Florence Pugh was amazing, as always.
I was thinking about this the other day because Shia LaBeouf was originally supposed to be in the role that Harry Styles
yes, I was going to bring this up.
And I'm glad he wasn't because I think Harry Styles worked better for it.
I think Shia LaBeouf, this character was written for Shia LaBeouf. He would have been perfect. But I think Harry Styles was a better option because while Shia LaBeouf fits the personality, like the way I think he could have played that character perfectly, Harry Styles fits the look because in that perfect simulated world, they could have made him look more perfect than Shia LaBeouf, I think. And yeah, but I think No, I think the character was suited for Shia LaBeouf perfectly. I think he would have played that great. I will say, um, I kept thinking, what would Nick Kroll's like real world character look like? I just want to see
Oh my
that
gosh.
because Nick Kroll all just anyway just like looks like I don't know. I like Nick Kroll, but he's I don't know.
I do too.
I just wanted to see that. No, I didn't want to see that, but I think that'd be funny. I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, I think the whole reveal of like Olivia Wilde's character is like choosing to stay in that simulation is kind of a cool like a cool message, I guess. Like if you knew this place wasn't real, but it's like you choose to stay in this world. I think that's like would you choose a fake life because it's better than your real one, even though you know it's not real? I think that's
I
very
didn't think about that.
kind of like my pitch for Trench
Oh,
a little bit. That's reminding me of that.
but
Oh my gosh.
oh my
why?
goodness.
What is happening? We're back. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a theater room that like people don't have the lights on that long.
Maybe like on a timer or something.
No, we've definitely had the lights on here before, longer than this. I think. Yeah. That's weird. Maybe there's a ghost in here. I just felt an energy move through my body. Ghost Adventures reference, Zach Bagans. If you watch, good. If you don't, go watch it. Madeline Knight, I know you watch it. I know you, if you're watching this podcast, you'll appreciate that. If you're not, cool, watch your podcast. I know my dad and my stepmom and my brother will appreciate that. If you're not watching, what are you doing? If you're watching this, then send me a message that says, I watched your Zach Bagans impression. It wasn't really an impression, it's just a reference. Anyway,
Oh my goodness.
what were we talking about? I think we were wrapping up. We were wrapping up. Don't worry, darling. I think it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. So I'll leave it at.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but not as much as I was expecting to.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
I got a little story time. Not story time, but it's a fun little thing I've noticed. So I've moved to LA. And well, first of all, like I used to get all the best seats like in Indianapolis for like the theater. Because nobody sees movies in Indianapolis. Like you can get tickets like the day before, the day of, and like you'll get the best seats in the Dolby Theater at AMC. When I got here, it's like I kind of forgot like people in this town like to go see movies, you know. So like a couple movies I've seen or I've gone to see, it's like, oh yeah, like there's not any good seats left. So it's fine. It's like a lot of like the crowds are just so big here. Like Don't Worry, Darling is completely sold out. And these people try to sneak in like at the end of it. Like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to sneak into a sold out movie? Like there's nowhere to sit, first of all.
At the end too. Like
and like as soon as they walked up the stairs, there's like a security guy who like shine a flashlight up at them.
Oh.
And they just walked right on down. Like, okay. But anyway, people in LA watch movies differently. Like they're very vocal with the reactions, like audible. Like they'll laugh at things that aren't even funny. And it's weird. It's odd. Like they'll be like I don't even remember what movie, but there was just like the scene where like the camera panned over to just a guy sitting down and somebody like ha 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 ha. Like literally like that style laugh. And I went to see how they run. And the guy behind me was
oh my gosh.
He was like laughing just like that at like everything. And then for the next the next 5 minutes, it was like a continued laugh from that same moment. It's like he was like loud at first, like ha, and then like he kept going like quieter and quieter, like ha ha ha.
Ew. I don't like that. That's creepy.
Yeah, it was weird. Like that's how it is here. Like people just like are so vocal. And like the one thing about that I like though is like they'll like get really excited. Like Nicole Kidman gets an applause anytime there's a sold out movie. Like sometimes there's like if I go at weird times, there's like not a crowd, but like if there's a sold out crowd, she'll always get an applause. Um,
Man, it's just weird when I do it.
and like when I went to see, yeah, it's
I'm
like
just kidding. I don't.
I can actually bow down and like clap for her and not like like look weird. But yeah, I went to see Jaws, and when the title card showed up, the whole theater went crazy. When Steven Spielberg's name showed up, it went crazy. When John Williams' name showed up, they went crazy. It's a lot of fun. It's like every movie is like an Avengers movie. It feels like not every movie, not like that level, but LA crowds can be fun. They can also be very weird.
Mm.
It's odd, sometimes odd, but that's just a little glimpse into LA movie theaters.
Mm.
Great theaters, though. It's the best place on earth to go see movies. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway,
should we move on to
let's do.
upcoming releases, or do you have anything else to?
Well, I'll just start off upcoming releases. Tonight, by the time you watch this video, it will have been in the past. But the Big Brother season finale. I've got my Big Brother audience shirt on. I went to see Big Brother live the other night. I was in the audience. If you want to watch the last Thursday's eviction episode, you will see me. You will see the back of my head. Yes, I was there. We want Taylor to win. Go Taylor. Taylor lost the final HOH though, so she's probably not going to win, unfortunately. But you don't care. I care. I guess if Taylor's not going to win, we want Turner. But anyway, Big Brother finale has already happened. Not yet, but to you people, it has. So what else do we got coming out?
Avatar has been re-released this past weekend in IMAX 3D.
Mm-hmm. Going to see that in a few hours.
Oh, you'll have to let me know how it is.
I don't want to watch this movie again. I don't like it that much, but it's good. It's fine. But seeing it in a theater might be better. Seeing it in IMAX 3D in like one of the best IMAX theaters there is probably going to be a lot better than watching it at home. Like I did last time. I never saw it in a theater. And the only reason I'm seeing this, I really have had no interest in watching this, but James Cameron is such an advocate for 3D. And it's in IMAX, and I think that'd be cool to see in IMAX. And he's such a big advocate still for 3D. I'm like, okay, I'll see what it's like in 3D. Because like that was the whole reason it was so popular, was because 3D.
Mm.
That was the reason I made so much money. But we'll see how it is. I mean, the movie itself is fine. I wish it wasn't as long. I think the parts with the humans are boring. Anything in Pandora is really cool, and it looks amazing visually. So yeah. Might be cool.
I'm probably gonna go see it next weekend. I don't know. The IMAX theaters in Indy aren't great, so I don't know. Well, at least the AMC ones aren't. I haven't been to the one that's at the State Museum.
The State Museum one is great, but you obviously have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Well, everyone has to pay for movies, but
right.
Maeve and I have AMC A-List, which if you don't have AMC A-List, get it. If you see a lot of movies, you can see 12 movies with A-List for the same
like
price as one person can see one movie if you see it in Dolby at night.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy deal. Go get it. Or Regal's Unlimited. If you have a Regal closer to you or you prefer Regal, that's even better of a deal because you get unlimited movies and it's cheaper. So Josh, if you're watching this, shout out to Regal. We go to AMC. We come to this place for magic. We come to AMC theaters to laugh, to cry, to care. But that's just because I've always liked the AMC that was in my hometown better. Well, near my hometown. And I just kind of always stuck with AMC because that was the first subscription I got. And because Regal subscription didn't exist when I got AMC A-List. So that's why, Josh, I know you're not watching right now. If you are, thank you for the support. But shout out to Regal. Yes. That was my first job. So shout out to Regal. I'll always have a special place for Regal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I've only been to a Regal once and I saw Divergent there.
I've worked at both AMC and Regal. Yeah. So what else do we have coming out?
as far as, well, we'll just keep going with movies because I've only got one series on here, but Blonde comes out this week. That's a
this
long
week?
one.
Wow.
It's a
Wow,
long
that's
one.
this week. I'll be probably in this room watching it because if I'm in like I can't watch it on my computer, I'll be too distracted for that long of a movie.
Mm.
But
It's not gotten great critics reviews so far.
mhm.
I
I
think
don't
it's
think
at
it's been bad, but it's like
50%.
ooh. Oh, really? I didn't realize it was that low. I remember the
Too.
film festival reaction was like, this is amazing. And Ana de Armas is incredible, which she probably will be. I mean, the movie itself might be underwhelming, but
Yeah.
she'll
I've
probably
heard
be
nothing
great.
bad about her performance. I've just heard like
Yeah. She got like
criticisms about
a
Sean.
14-minute standing ovation, but it's weird because like sometimes it said 11, some said 14. It's like, which one is it? How do you get the number wrong?
How do you have a 3-minute gap there?
I don't know.
um
Weird. But
we also have the movie we've both been looking forward to, Smile, comes out
ugh,
on Friday.
absolutely
And
not. Will not be watching that movie.
will not be watching it. That was sarcasm. I have seen this trailer so many times, and it usually
hate
plays
it.
twice because they do the regular trailer and then they do come see the advanced screening on blah blah blah.
Well-
And I'm like, I don't want to see this trailer.
Oh, I've actually heard it's good.
Well, I've heard it's good, but I'm just like, I've seen the trailer so many times that I'm just like so sick of.
You can't not see a movie because you've seen a trailer too many times.
Well, also, I just don't really want to see it in general.
But you like horror movies.
I do.
So why wouldn't you want to see it if it's good?
I don't know.
Okay. I will not be seeing it because I hate horror movies. So yeah, that's my explanation. Yeah, it's creepy.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I might be able to handle that movie. That's not like the horror that I dislike, I feel like, but weird smiling is very creepy, I will say.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
like that.
I'm excited for Bros.
Yes.
I don't know how good it will be, but I love Billy Eichner. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking
um
forward to that one.
yeah, it'll probably be fun. Anything else? I feel like there's a couple more things coming out. There's
As far as-
Amsterdam coming out soon.
yes, I'm looking forward to that one, but I'm also nervous because that
I literally have
cast is stacked.
yeah, anytime you have a cast like that, it's like usually bad, but it's like I have no idea what the movie's about. I've seen the trailer a few times, but I still don't know.
I don't
We'll
know.
see. I don't know. Why is Taylor Swift in this movie? It's so random.
I know that's like the one.
It's
thing
like these stat casts, like Kid Cudi and Ariana Grande were in Don't Look Up, and like Taylor Swift
Yeah.
was in Amsterdam. It's so funny.
yeah.
Anything
We've
else? Anything
also
else?
Dahmer just came out this past weekend.
Yes.
I have not started that yet. I don't know when I will start it, but I'm very intrigued because I've heard
I've
Evan
heard it's
Peters
pretty
is
good.
great.
Heard it's pretty good.
But yeah, that's all I have as far as upcoming releases. Do you have anything
Okay.
else?
You're forgetting the big one. Come on. Andor, new Andor every week.
Oh yes. Yes.
What did you think of the first few episodes?
I enjoyed it. I like it so far.
So far, so good. It's very
Yeah.
different from anything we've seen, which
Mhm.
is refreshing for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Not a lot happened. It was a little boring, but like not like boring. I get like the plot wasn't very involved, but it was fun to watch because it's like Star Wars. And the production value on this show is insane.
Yeah.
Like they didn't use the well, they're like actually filmed on location, like on like Mandalorian, instead of using like the volume.
Yeah.
So like they build all these sets and like the production design is incredible. The cinematography is great. The music was great. It's very similar to Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. Like the cinematography, the lighting, the music, especially very Blade Runner like. And even just like the plot, just like not much happening, but like cool to look at.
Yeah.
The music was Nicholas Bertels. I don't know if that's how you say it, but
I
he
think so.
composed Moonlight. He also got nominated for Best Score for Don't Look Up last year. So great composer. I like the music especially because it's so different from anything else Star Wars. Because every time there's a Star Wars non-John Williams score, until Ludwig and The Mandalorian, everybody was trying to replicate John Williams, which is fine because Star Wars music is such the music in Star Wars is its own character, basically.
Mhm.
So like hearing that style of music is just like it feels right. But for the Mandalorian, Ludwig changed it so much, and it's just so
Yeah.
different. That was so cool. And
Mhm.
this is takes it in another direction, like something we've never really heard before. Like it's like droney, like synthesizer, ambient, atmospheric, like Blade Runner type music, and it's really good. And it
Yeah.
fits the vibe of the show so well. And I'm excited to see what else we get.
Yeah. Got 9 more episodes left in this season.
I think it'll be really interesting once we like get into like the Empire stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good.
We've also got
Um,
new episode of She-Hulk on Thursday, which I personally am enjoying a lot more than I expected to.
I'm loving She-Hulk. I
Um,
think it's great.
Yeah.
Daredevil will probably be in this next episode. I love She-Hulk. I think it's
Yeah.
super. I see a lot of people complaining online. It's like there's no villain, there's nothing happening. They're not setting this up. You people are forgetting this is a sitcom.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's what sitcoms are. Shows about just like nothing happening and just situational comedies that are just funny for 30 minutes and that's it. That's all you get. You don't need it's not like
Right.
it's supposed to be like that. It's not like a classic Marvel show like where you have to set up a villain and like no. That's
Yeah.
not what this is. I
Yeah.
love it. I love how different
I
is.
love it too. Yeah. Do you know how many episodes we're supposed to get in
I
it?
believe it's 9, but I could be
Okay,
wrong.
so we're getting closer to the end because I think we're gonna get what, episode 7 this
I
week.
think so. I
6?
can't even
know.
remember. But
Yeah. New episode of Survivor on Wednesday. That came back
Yep.
last week.
Survivor's
Um,
back. Love Survivor.
Survivor's back.
One of the best shows ever.
I don't know what else.
We got
Handmaid's
Rick and-
Tale. That's come back.
Sales coming out. Rick and Morty releasing new episodes every week. Beavis and Butthead. I don't know if we're done with the season. I can't keep up, but I'm a little behind. But that show's great on Paramount Plus. Yeah, really good. Cars on the Road. I still haven't watched, but that came out
I
a
haven't
while
either.
ago. So we haven't been here for a while. We took a big break.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to mention some movie recommendation or show recommendations from the past like month or so. Only Murders in the Building, season 2, amazing.
Yes.
I love that show so much. The cast is so good.
Yes.
The finale was amazing. The Rehearsal, Nathan Fielder's new show, literally perfection. One of the best
So
shows
good.
ever. Nathan Fielder is a genius. I love him so much.
Yes.
What else have I even watched lately? It's hard to keep up with shows because I don't log them on Letterboxd like I do movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't talked about this on here, but Better Call Saul, the final season is so good. One of the best shows ever made.
I
It's
still gotta
honestly,
watch it.
it's honestly right up there with Breaking Bad, and it's a shame that it won 0 Emmys.
Hmm.
Ray Seahorn is so good as Kim Wexler. Honestly, Kim Wexler might be one of my favorite TV characters ever. And obviously Bob Odenkirk's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really watched much that's new TV wise because I'm just like watching a bunch of old stuff. So I've been working on Avatar, The Last Airbender. I'm about halfway through that. Loving that. And I'm finally getting into the good part of the Clone Wars.
2 of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. Last time I checked, it was like they're like 4 and 5 or something like that. They're so good. So
Yeah. And I'm also trying to get through The Boys.
one of the best shows in the past few years.
Very good. Yes.
So good.
You have any do you want to talk over like movie recommendations too? Got any of those or
There's nothing great that's come out, to be honest. I will look at Letterboxd though. I will say I did not like The Woman King as much as a lot of people did. That's all I'll say.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I also saw Pearl yesterday afternoon. And I enjoyed that significantly more than I enjoyed X. I think I gave X 3.5 and then Pearl 4.5. So That was
seen
very
either,
good.
but I heard Mia Goth is amazing and she should be nominated for Best Actress, but obviously it's a horror movie and it's a small movie, so she will definitely not be getting a Best Actress
Yeah,
nomination.
she was very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Unfortunately, because I don't know why horror is just like robbed from the Oscars.
Yeah.
It's weird, but Get Out was like the only thing I can remember recently that's like been horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of, I haven't really seen anything greatly recently, to be honest.
Yeah. The only other thing other than Pearl that I can think of is Barbarian. That was really good.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I don't like horror movies. So
I
we'll see.
don't think you would love that. Yeah, had me curled up in a little ball for parts of it. So
Interesting.
yeah, someone saying like a few seats down from me got up and left 15 minutes into the movie, and like nothing had even happened at that point. She was already like
They probably
terrified.
thought it was a rom-com.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. We went to see a movie like months ago, back when we lived in the same town. And we saw the trailer. This is the first time we saw the Barbarian trailer.
Hmm.
And we both thought it was a rom-com at the beginning. Because like the whole premise of it is like she rents this like Airbnb, but they double booked it. So when she gets there, there's like already somebody in there.
Hmm.
So like it looked like it was gonna be one of those stories where like they both then they're like, oh well, you can just stay here tonight, and then they just fall in love, you know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be an interesting story. I think somebody should make a rom-com version of that.
For all we know, there might already be one like that.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, yeah, that kind of wraps up my recommendations and movie upcoming releases.
Yeah.
Anything
So-
else? Is that it? It's kind of went long. I have no idea how long this went, but it probably
Yeah,
was
I don't
a
know.
while.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, we're back.
We are back.
We are happy to be back.
Yes.
Sorry we took such a long hiatus without even telling anybody we were doing it, but yeah, who knows if people will even care. We'll see. See how these numbers do. But
Yeah.
catch us back with another episode weekly.
Hopefully, yes.
I'm hoping this won't be an issue ever again, but we are glad to be back. I hope you enjoyed listening. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. We haven't been active over there much either.
No.
We
Well, on
definitely
Instagram,
could.
we've been pretty active as far as stories go, but we
Well,
haven't.
yeah, stories, but I guess we don't really post much besides our things on like our highlights on Instagram. But on TikTok, we've been slacking. I've got something in the works that I think is really good that I keep putting off, but I will do that soon since I'll be editing this video anyway. Or you'll be editing. I don't know who's editing. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
But anyway, thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. I already said
That sure was a movie podcast.
Yes. It's in our link trees on Instagram, on our TikTok,
Yeah.
probably somewhere in our YouTube as well.
Probably.
Yes, it's in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. But anyway, we will be back. We will be back.
We will be back.
Anyway, thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.
See you, chump.
We're keeping that in.
See you, chump.